the end of the day, the more money you get, the more money that's gonna be on your head and more people hating at the shit you got. So through it all, you wanna make sure, no matter what you do, you get you some money while you're in there. Because boy, I tell you what, when it comes to this little stuff like this, them killers coming for it, boy.
Hold down, man. Suitcase this, my cell phone and my charger. Don't walk with a limp. Get it knocked off or missing, you gon' get it. Next time I see your ass, you gon' leave airlifted.
What's up, everybody? You already know, man. Kfrogtv back in the building. Y'all go ahead and do me that solid favor. Hit that like and subscribe button. And make sure you hit the notification bell so you can see it first. Today, I'm going to be speaking to y'all and breaking down on y'all to let y'all know how it is to be chain gang rich. Words speak for itself. When you're rich on the streets, you're considered rich, which is like street rich. For this video, I'm going to be speaking on chain gang rich, okay? Which means you the man when you're incarcerated. I've came across so many people that were chain gang rich, all right? And I'm going to go ahead and break it down to y'all and give y'all a little, input from my experience, from some of the people I came across that was truly, truly chain gang rich. And I'm going to give y'all as much, breakdown as I can. Now, of course, when it comes to being incarcerated or even on the streets, you rather be rich than poor. You rather be a somebody than a nobody. You feel me? In prison, whoever's got money is a somebody. Whoever ain't got no money, they're a nobody. All right? There's still some people actually that do have money in prison that are still considered a nobody because they're like this. And even though they got money, they don't let people know they have money, which means they don't hit canteen often. They rather just have their funds and know they can get it if they want to, put themselves through harsh times of not being able to eat when they want all the time because they're scared to hit the window, they're scared to have the canteen inside of their locker, they're scared to let people know that, damn, look, every single week that boy's cashing out. That boy's money never runs out. Me, luckily for me, my money never ran out either. Every camp I went to, you feel me? And that's just how it was. When I hit South Florida Reception Center from the county jail, before my card was even activated, before I could even go hit the window, I had $1,800 already in my account. Money's been a part of my life my whole life. You see what I'm saying? I didn't just start getting money on the streets now. I didn't just start getting money in the chain gang. And I didn't just start getting money before I went to prison. Money's always played a role in my life. You feel what I'm saying? I'd rather be on the hustling side with the big paycheck than to be on the junk side without shit but just a product to use to get high. That's why I never fell short because luckily for me, I've never been an addict. You feel me? Everything that I've ever did was recreational just to have fun. Drinking, smoke some weed sometimes, pop some Xanax in prison a couple times. All that was just recreational just to have fun. I was never needing it, never chased it, never needed it like to get by. I always hate spending my money on shit that I know I can make 5 times more off of if I was dealing it. You see what I'm saying? Now, when you come across people that are chain gang rich in prison, got all the food and shit that y'all just seen in the intro, you can get a lot of shit done, you feel me? Like, if I got problems with you and you got problems with me, who's going to be able to send the hit easier? Whose side do you think they're going to take? Who can get them killers to come quicker? You, someone who ain't got shit to show, no nothing, you want them killers to come after me. But then me here, I got lockers full of canteen, faithfully. 4 or 5 lockers because you can only get $100 in your account from Monday to Monday down here in Florida. It doesn't matter if you had $5 grand sitting in there. You can only spend $100 on your card each week. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta, if you want more than that, you'd have to put some money in his name, his account, just so that way they can hit the window with their card. And then you can't fit it all in your locker. So you'll have that locker filled with shit, that locker filled with shit. Phones ain't nothing to get. You feel me? You can get them shits at the snap of a finger. If an officer's the one bringing them in at the time and they want to charge an arm and a leg to get it in, you can pay his ass an arm and 2 legs because you got it like that. If you get your phone slayed, knocked off during shakedown, you ain't got to worry about it because, bitch, I'll buy another one and have it here within 3 days. That's chain gang rich. Having a little bit of canteen and being able to eat when you want isn't chain gang rich. Chain gang rich is someone with power, someone doing shit that nobody else is doing. If there's 1,600 people on the compound, but there is only 3-4 people with cell phones that have all this type of money, all this type of canteen, they get done what they want to get done. They got people that are mules bringing shit in and out from outside the compound that work outside the gate, or mules bringing shit back from the kitchen wrapped in saran wrap with sandwiches and fucking bombs of rice and all types of different things, and they go straight to them people with them cell phones. Why do they do that? Because them people got power to make them do that. Them people have like a black card, basically. You see what I'm saying? And I done came across some cool ass people that were chain gang rich. My one homeboy, all right? I'm not going to put his name out there or nothing like that, but y'all would definitely be seeing him. My homeboy is in work release right now, you feel me? He actually just touched down back to work release. He went to work release at first, fucked up, and he ended up going back up the road and all this shit again. But my one homeboy, I've actually did videos with him on the streets and shit. I met him while in prison at Charlotte CI, okay? And first person and the only person I ever met that got slugged up while in prison. Literally. Worked outside the gate, came back one day, mouthful of fucking goals. I've never seen no one ever do that a day of my life, bro. I know some people might look at it like, man, that ain't shit, bro. That's nothing. It is. If y'all was in prison and y'all was where we was when it was and how it is to do things like that in prison, you don't know how big of a boss move that is. Straight up. People get slugged up on the streets all the time. You got people down here in Broward County that get fake pullouts and shit. Pay $250 for the bottom, $250 for the top. Probably get a deal at fucking Carol Mart or down there in Miami somewhere. You feel me? The American flea market, all that. You can get a whole fucking 8 to the top, 8 to the bottom for like $450, $400. You know? But I'm talking about being inside a prison and walking out that gate and coming back in. Slugged up. That right there is some boss shit. Straight up. Can't lie. When I seen that, I was like, damn. And when he came in, he only came in with one side first. You know, like how you got the tops and the bottoms. He came in, I believe, with the bottoms first. And then he said, yeah, I got to wait till tomorrow. I'm going to come back in with the tops. And then bam. Every time I seen him, he had a mouthful of gold after that. No matter how much money I was getting and how much money I was making and all the different transactions and shit that I had going on in there, in my mind, I was like, damn, that was some boss shit, and I can never top that because my custody never would drop. I could never go down the minimum custody. I could never not once go outside that gate. You see what I'm saying? So it was nothing I could do about it. I would never be able to do anything like that. What am I going to do? Try to get the molds snuck in so then I send fucking my molds out there so that way they make the golds and then get the gold. You know what I'm saying? That shit would have just been a big hassle. You know what I'm saying? And when you're chain gang rich, you don't just have a lot of food, all right? You don't just have access to cell phones. You have more than enough, okay? When you find yourself having way more than enough to where you don't even miss it, to where you don't even notice it sometimes, it's kind of hard. You got to keep tabs. You got to have a notebook with all your shit written down because you don't know if someone's sliding a pack of batteries here, sliding a Swiss roll, you know what I'm saying? A couple soups missing. Certain things you ain't going to really know that are missing when you have that much shit. And what it is a lot of people who try to carry themselves like they're chain gang rich be the store man. The store man always try to carry themselves like they're chain gang rich. But really they're not. They're the store man. You see what I'm saying? And they're only getting that stuff just to give away, just to get two in return. You feel me? So without them, or if someone really wanted to, they could just take all that shit. They could just rob them. They could take whatever they want. But they really don't have shit other than the store. That's when you see them same type of people. They get caught one time with contraband and go to confinement. Once they come back out, they're not the store man no more. They're a nobody. It don't matter if they had 4, 5, even 6, 7 lockers filled with your shit that was theirs. Straight up. Because they're paying them people to let them store their stuff in those lockers. You get what I'm saying? And they never really was chain gang rich. They basically just got put in a dorm to where no one was selling items. Nobody was a store man. So it's easy for them to plant their feet and then, you know, run with it as long as they can. But that shit always falls short because then you'll get someone in that dorm that wants to rob the store man. Or, you know, the store man will try to act like he's the kingpin of the dorm, run his mouth, get himself in some shit and get beat up, you know, then get up out of there. You know, all types of shit happens. But when you're chain gang rich, you got more than enough to give away. Them storemen ain't giving nothing away. If they are, they want two in return. I can't tell y'all how many times I've given things away. Literally. Not just to anybody though. You know, people I could tell truly needed it, was down bad. Like I said in videos before, I ain't the hardest person in the world. I got a soft spot for people, for the less fortunate, the people who ain't really got nothing, you know. I've seen old men walk around in the dorm with canes and shit, hungry as hell, shaking, their hands shaking with their coffee cup, begging people for a scoop of coffee that won't even give it to them. Me, I didn't drink coffee in prison. I'd go buy a bag of coffee just because I know I can, and I'd have a bag of coffee in there just for when old school comes around. Feel me? And I wouldn't wait for him to ask me. I'd wait until I see, oh, he'd go grab his cup, I'd be like, hey, old school, you want some coffee? I got you, man. You feel me? It always felt good to do right by, you know, giving it to people who don't have stuff. I'm not talking about people you know that get canteen from their loved ones on the streets and then they blow it all on dope to get high in there. Or they blow it on getting on the phone to talk to their baby mama or their girlfriend or whatever it is. I'm talking about people that you know don't get money. You even when you don't, you know, physically watch people in prison, you learn a lot about them. So you'll be able to tell that man ain't got money. You know what I'm saying? You'll just be able to tell from being in there with him. You'll see he never has shit. He's always got holes in his clothes. He's got holes in his socks. He's always asking people for stuff. It's down to the point to where they're asking if they can make your bed for a soup. If they can wash your Tupperware dishes for a soup. You know, things like that. You'll see people like that. Those are hustles that people try to do in prison to make food to get, you know, in their stomach. But being chain gang rich has so many eyes on you. Even the officers know. It gets the officers mad as hell when they know you're somebody in there. Because you're supposed to be learning from in prison. You're supposed to be learning from why you're in there. They want you to suffer. Even if you didn't do nothing, they want you to suffer. That's just how they are. So they don't like to see you got 4 or 5 lockers full of shit. You know, if someone comes in that dorm with something, no matter how many people in there want it, they're going to come to you first to sell it because they know you're chain gang rich. They know no matter what it is, if they bring it down there, if they want to get high or if they want to get tatted up or if they want to call home or if they want to buy a cell phone, but they got to sell what they have, they're going to go to someone who they feel is chain gang rich. And when I first went to prison, I ain't even going to lie. When I first went to Calhoun, that was my first main camp. You feel me? On the way up there, I went through the reception centers and stuff. South Florida Reception Center, Orlando's, Lake Butler, Washington Annex. I went through all 4 of the reception centers in the state of Florida because I had to make my way up to the Panhandle to go to Calhoun. When I first got to Calhoun, you know, I'm not friendly. So off rip, I'm going to peep and see how people do their time. You know, I was like one of them people that I was just talking about that have the money on there but ain't going to hit the window like that. That's how I was when I first got to prison because I always wanted to peep my surroundings first. I had this strategy in my head, even in the county jail. When you first go in there, you take about a week or so, fall back, see who's in here, read people, get to know who's who runs with what. You know, you learn all that shit just from observing. Like I said before, you got 1 mouth, 2 ears, and 2 eyes so you can listen and see 2 times as much as you speak. You feel me? Sit back and observe, peep the vibe, see who's who, what's what. You'll end up learning who has what. Whatever you need, where it's at, you'll learn all that shit. And then you can finally do as you please. I'm not saying don't hit the window and starve for 2 weeks. But you know, there's no reason for you to hit a $100 bag. You get put in a dorm today, tomorrow you go hit for 100. I see people like that get robbed all the time. Straight up. Gang members and all the time. There's no reason to do that. And then I was also on some shit like, the more I have in my locker, the more I'm going to just eat it. Because when you're bored, all you do is eat. You feel me? So me, if I hit for 100, put 100 in my locker, I'm bored as hell and I feel like I'm hungry. No, I'm not. I'm just bored. Fucking next thing you know, I'm running through gummy bears, running through like 5 soups a day, 3 bags of shebangs, 2 honey buns, hot cocoa in the morning. Like I'm just eating and drinking shit for no reason, just because I'm bored. That's what it is. Kind of like when you got cash and then you have a card. You know what I'm saying? Some people are opposite. Some people do better when they got a card because then it saves their money, but they blow their cash. Some other people are the other way. You know, they end up saving their cash, but when it's on a card, they feel like it's free bands and they just keep swiping it and swiping it and swiping it. You feel me? That's how I was with my canteen at first. But then I realized it's miserable. I'd rather take the risk and go to the extreme. I want to be a somebody everywhere I go because I was a somebody before I went to prison. So I'm not going to let these officers and the system scope points off my name. You feel me? Like I said, my name's been Kfrog since I was a minor. You see what I'm saying? My first initial is a K. And they called me Frog because when I was little, I stayed in some shit. So if you're feeling froggy, leap. So Kfrog. You know, I've said this in prior videos. My mom calls me Frog. My niece calls me Uncle Frog. That's been my name forever. I had Frog, Kfrog tatted right here before I ever even went to the county jail. You know, that was always been my nickname. So like going to prison, a lot of people go there and they lay down and they don't know, but their name and their rank is being covered up. Their street cred's being swept over and they're being covered up, out of sight, out of mind. Me, I was like, I'm gonna keep it going. And then it worked just as I wanted it to be. Everywhere I started going, I started making a name for myself. And before I knew it, I was chain gang rich. Okay? Now, not just chain gang rich. I came home with a truck, a car, and $10,000 in cash that I only saved for like a year and some change at the end of my bid. Not mentioning all the stuff that, you know, I went through, all the losses I took with shakedowns and all the time I was partying and spending money in there. But I had more than enough to give away. You know, and when you walk into a dorm, you're going to have people that hate, people that envy. And what it is when they see you have so much and they see that you're carrying yourself like fuck the world, that's when they start questioning other people about you. Seeing who you are, who you know, how are you able to have all these things? Why hasn't someone tried to rob you yet? And then that's when they realize, oh, he's somebody, he's a playmaker. Them little things you do for someone in prison, you never know when that shit will come back to help you. Littlest things you ever know. You don't know if you have a cell phone in a dorm and the dorm's so hot that you got to keep an eye out when you want to get it out to call somebody. You feel me? You make your whole down man give you the phone and it's so hot that when it's time for you to call somebody, you're just looking and making sure the officers can't see you from the officer station when they decide to come in the dorm to do their rounds. And then there's an old man that, you know, he can't even call home to his family. What do? Hey, old school, I'm going to get you on the phone, man. Call your family, man. You know, you just be bored. You see him over there. You decide to strike a conversation with him. So now you get him on the phone. You bless him. Someone in your dorm sees you do that. Next thing you know, 8 months down the line, you get put into a dorm. And then there could be people in there that are like, you know what? I want to rob this motherfucker that just came in. Look at all this canteen and shit he's got. So then they're like, but for him to carry all that stuff and have all this shit and him have a watch and a chain, you know, for him to be chain gang rich like this, man, he must know somebody. So then they go to questioning throughout the dorm if anyone knows anyone that knows you. And that one person that's seen you show love to that old man months ago is in there. And he'll stand up and be like, nah, man, he cool peoples, bro. For real? Yeah, bro, I fuck with bro. And really, he don't know you. You don't know him. But he just spread the word that he fucks with you because he's seen you help that old man out that one time. And you didn't even know it. You see what I'm saying? A lot of times people will not fuck with you or not try to harass you because they run into someone that will say that they fuck with you or just the way you carry yourself in general, you know? Being chain gang rich puts a target on your back. You feel me? It makes it to where the officers want to put you in confinement every chance they get. And no matter what trick you try to play on anybody, on the inmates or on the officers, they done seen it or heard it before. The inmates ain't falling for that shit, and neither are the officers. So it's like, once they see you got lockers filled with shit, they know, boy, that boy right there, chain gang rich, he's somebody. And me, I was innocent when I did my bid. So I was like, I'm not gonna just lay down here. I'm gonna do my time the way I wanna do my time. So I'm gonna try to make it to where I got some money on the streets. My last like year and a half, I didn't party and show out as much as I truly wanted to. You feel me? So the people I did my time with around my last year and a half, they didn't really get to see the full excitement with Frog, the full how truly it was, because I was then again, you know, keeping everything to myself. You know, I wasn't showing my hand fully. I was just making it to where, you know, I could stack up as much as I want. So I got something to stand on the streets. I didn't want to come home head first, not be able to find a job or something like that, and then wreck out. Fucking turn right to the streets, go right back to the chain gang. So I was thinking ahead of time. I was planning a year ahead before I came home. You see what I'm saying? So therefore, I didn't party as much as I wanted to, with people. I didn't want it when it was New Year's and they had buck going around, which people call hooch. when they had different shit like that going around. I didn't party and buy that shit and drink and turn up. I didn't just blow money on cell phones left and right. I kept a lot of that shit to myself because I was like, man, I'm down to my last 12 months. How many more losses am I gonna give to chain gang? You see what I'm saying? But I truly know what it feels like to be chain gang rich. Y'all seen my videos on Kfrogtv, volume 1, 2, and 3, before 3 got banned. Y'all seen it. I got videos with Canteen on the box. Every time I was in the box, got money like it was nothing. Run around, come around, which is the orderly, which is an inmate that works back there. I'd be like, yo, I call them up to the glass. They see it's me. Whatever I tell them I want, they going in and get. Whatever I say, hey, bitch, go do this. I can slide my card on the door. Hey, go hit the canteen window. Or, hey, I'm going to put money in your account. All that shit. And best believe, when I talked to them, they listened. Yeah. Because I was chain gang rich. That's why. And they felt like, oh, I know he gonna bless me. If I let him put $100 in my account while he's in confinement, you feel me? If I let someone on the compound do it, they might give me 10, 15 bucks. But that boy Frog, if I put let him put his peoples put money in my account while he's in confinement behind the door, and I bring him that canteen, he might be like, bitch, go ahead, keep 25. That's you. Just bring me my 75. That's how it was. You feel me? That's how it is. Like, it was nothing to give them extra because I had it like that. Straight up. When you hit the canteen window, you're only allowed to buy 2 packs of batteries at a time. Why? I don't know. That's what it is. I was able to hit the canteen window, and off my face, I could buy 7 of them bitches if I wanted to. That's just how it was with me. You feel me? Literally, in confinement, you don't get chicken on Tuesdays on chicken day. You feel me? You get hot dogs back there or patty. You don't get chicken. The whole compound smells like chicken. You can smell that bird through the window on chicken day. It's the worst back in there in the box on that day. Bitch, I had styrofoam trays being sent back there to me. Fried rice bombs sent back there to me. Sausage sandwiches, toasted bread, sausage sandwiches sent back there to me. All that. Because people knew I was chain gang rich. No matter where I was. Everything that was on the compound, when it gets inside the box, whether it's like a cigarette or a stick of Tunchi or a $2 Chubb cigarette, no matter what it is, it was double. And I was getting that shit brought back there left and right to where no matter where I went, I could just sit back and tell this dude, do that, you do that, go get me this, hey, bring me that, hey, hit up what's his name and grab that. And I was able to do all that. I could send word to the compound and say, hey, bro, go to such and such dorm, bitch, go holler at what's his name, he's in wing 3, grab that MP off him, tell him let me get it for a week. Next thing you know, when that dude come back from work, when he come back to work, he gonna walk in and give me that MP. No questions asked. You feel me? And it was because I was chain gang rich. It wasn't because of who I knew. You get what I'm saying? Because the same people that I knew, out of everyone that I knew inside of prison, they were getting flipped and stabbed and going to war, and their own brothers were getting wet and all that shit. They were going through wars. So the same people that were going to war against the people I knew respected me. You feel me? They didn't respect them because they were going to war against them and rocking out different shit like that. You know, but I always say it though, you can't control who you know. You can't control who likes you. You don't know if someone put a word in for you. But there isn't a person alive, not even God himself, who isn't with us, but not even God himself can put a word in to where all inmates respect you and leave you alone. I don't care if it was the kingpin on the compound. He put a word in, hey, bitch, y'all don't mess with him. There's going to be someone that comes there that tries to mess with you. There's going to be someone that comes there, tries to rob you, tries to beat you up, tries to put down on you, tries to extort you, all that shit, regardless of what that dude says. That's just how it is, you feel me? There's no way one specific inmate can save another inmate at all. There's no way possible that can happen. You're going to have to figure that out on your own. You're going to have to figure out how to, you know, move and wheel and deal on your own, you feel me? Because if you want to make money or you want to be a somebody while you're in there, or if you just want to live and just enjoy your little bit of canteen and sit back and, you know, learn from your time while you're in there, there's going to be people that test that shit. There's going to be people in there that want what you have. Even if they have things, they may feel like due to your color, whether you're white, black, or Spanish, they may feel like because you're a different color, you don't deserve to have what you got. Even if they had $150 and you have $100, they may feel due to the color of your skin that you don't deserve to have $100. That's the type of people you come across. And it don't matter who you know. It isn't like, oh, he's a Spanish dude, so when he goes there, bitch, all the chicken, he's going to be straight. It don't always work like that. Yeah, some chicos are gonna be cool with them and embrace them and all that shit, but that don't mean that other people are gonna lay off of them totally. You feel me? It don't matter who you are, because like I said, gang members get fucked up by gang members all the time. So like a civilian or a neutron, an unaffiliated person, that shit, they life ain't really nothing when it comes to a gang member, you see? And that's how it is. But you gotta always remember, if you wanna be someone that has shit in prison and you wanna be chain gang rich, you gotta be ready for what comes with it, okay? Because the way people work inside of prison is, all right, he hangs out with this dude, and that dude. All right, well, boom. That dude, and that dude, two of them work outside the gate. That one dude goes to school. So we'll just wait until them three ain't around and we'll blitz and we'll just rob him. That's how it works. They're gonna wait until you're not with the person that you're so-called cool with. The people that you claim, you know, may have put a word in for you. They're gonna wait till you're not around that person to try to rob you and try to blitz you and steal shit like that. That's how they do it. So it ain't like they just forgot about you. They're gonna lay on you and wait. And then the way prison works, people you hang out with go to confinement all the time. Like my main homeboys I was vibing with in there, 60 days in the box. Would get out, go back for get out for 4 days and go back for another 60, left and right. I did more time on the compound by myself than I did with friends, than I did with homeboys. Because all the people I vibe with, they kept going in and out of confinement. I was one of them. I went in and out of confinement also. So while they'd be on the compound, I'd be in the box. And before I get out of the box, boom, they fuck up. Now they go to confinement. It's like a rotation. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it is. So you'll never, ever be able to put your full trust or your full safety in the next man's hands. Especially if you want to be chain gang rich and make it with money. You feel me? And like I said, nobody wants to be someone who's a nobody. You always want to be somebody. You always want to learn from your mistakes while you're in there. Let your mind keep going. Keep working your mind and try to stack you some money while you're in there. But make sure if you're living in this fucking violent environment, make sure you learn how to pick up a knife and protect yourself. Because you're going to find yourself with nobody around at months at a time. It is like that. You feel me? Some people will be hanging out with someone in a dorm and then they feel like they're all good, fine and dandy. And then they go to confinement. Next thing you know, they get out of the box 60 days later and they get put in a different dorm. Now they're in that totally different dorm. You try to carry yourself the same way you were. It's possible because I did it. But you're going to have haters. You're going to have people that are like, well, you ain't over there with them no more. You over here with us. This our house. You're going to have people that try to, you know, finesse you out of what you got and try to be part of your winning team. That's how it was with me. Instead of me having 100 people that were angry and at my neck and wanted pressure and wanted to try to rob me, I didn't have that. I had people that wanted to be part of that money team like Mayweather. They felt like I was like Mayweather. Told y'all before when I hit the canteen window, a couple of my dogs that were Bloods used to yell out the window, there go Donald Trump. There go Donald Trump. Just saying Donald Trump because I had buku money. That boy hit the window like Donald Trump every day. And then I used to call my dog who used to say that, I used to call him Obama because he looked like Obama. So he just started saying Donald Trump because, you feel me? I had buku money is how they looked at it. And it is what it is. I walked by the rec yard before. Bought everybody popsicles that was standing along the gate asking me to get them something cold. Somebody asked me for a popsicle. I hit the canteen window one time. I was like, man, let me get 40 of them, 40 of them. 40 red, 4 grapes. Feel me? Went over there and threw them bitches all over the fence. And they looked like arrows from the movie 300. The bitches was all flying over there. I almost went to confinement and everything by the officers for doing that. But at the same time, I was chain gang rich. It was nothing. I didn't miss it. Had enough to give away. You feel me? As y'all seen though, just for this intro, y'all. Just for the intro of this video, I went out and spent all this money, couple $100, on a bunch of chain gang food. The same exact stuff that we had inside of prison when I was chain gang rich. All right? What do you think I'm gonna do with that food? You think I bought it to keep in my house and all that stuff? No, of course not, y'all. I got all that shit just for the video. And I felt what better way to get rid of that food the same way that you would when you're chain gang rich, when you got more than enough to give away. You feel me? So what I decided to do is I decided to bag it all up. I'm going to bag it up and I'm going to go ahead and hand it out to the homeless. Just like that. That's exactly what I decided to do. You feel me? And I wasn't able to, you know, make as many bags as I wanted to. You feel me? But at the end of the day, I'm able to fill some people's stomachs and, you know, down here in the city of Broward County where I'm from, and I'm able to give the food out. You get what I'm saying? And in my mind, I was thinking like, yeah, man, but you know, man, it's ramen noodles and, you know, shit like that, man. How they gonna cook it, bro? Let's be real now. These homeless people out here are hustlers. You feel me? They know how to make money. They know how to do things. They know how to get them some hot water. They know they can get them a cup of water and stick that bitch in the sun all day, right where they sit out there and wait for that bitch to get warm and add their noodles to it. Or they could do like I did when I was in confinement and eat them bitches straight drop, hard and crunchy like potato chips. Feel me? And at the end of the day, I know it ain't no steaks or no lobster or nothing like that, but shit, I'm doing a video about being chain gang rich. I'm not doing a video on being fucking Don Julio sitting inside of a fucking seafood restaurant, fucking eating $400 or $500. You know, I'm not doing a video on that. I'm trying to make it most chain gang related as possible. So y'all make sure y'all sit back and you enjoy. At the end of this video, I'm gonna throw the clips in there of me feeding the homeless, and I did the best I could do. And you know, I just wanted to tell y'all what it's like to be chain gang rich. You feel me? Chain gang rich is always being better than being a poor person. You feel me? And I'm just glad that you know, with all the food that I ended up getting, I'm just glad that I got to put it in somebody's stomach. Someone that's less fortunate. Someone that needs it. I don't need it. You understand? I don't need it. It's more than I need. I already have enough. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I decided to put it all together. Me and my homeboy took 2 days to put it all together and everything like that and go out there and, you know what I'm saying, give it away to everybody.
Well, I didn't want to make it like a snack, so I figured, you know, I'll make it a little decent enough for a meal or two, you feel me? So they get 3 soups. Two little bags of chips. Put them right there on top like that. A pack of tuna. Slide that in the middle. Beef and cheese stick on the side. 2 different packs of crackers. Put those on the side. One over here, one right here. Just like this. A pack of oatmeal for breakfast. A Pop-Tart, just in case, you know, it tastes nice and sweet. And then a honey bun to top it on off as a dessert.
Like I said, if you decide to be someone that is incarcerated, or if you know someone that's incarcerated and they love to hustle, they love to be chain gang rich, all that's on their mind is money and having massive canteen. Make sure they got their head on straight. Make sure you pay attention, because everyone who's next to you isn't your friend. People sit next to you. Before, they were sitting 5 seats away. Then it goes from 5 to 4 to 3 to 2 to 1. Okay, which means they are gonna go from there. Right now I'm gonna show y'all the clip of me and my homeboy out here feeding the homeless to let y'all know that food did not go to waste. I gave it to the less fortunate, just like I used to do to some people in prison when I was chain gang rich. Check it out.
Got bread this week, I need all that. $100 in your account, I'ma see all that. Jack boy or a thief, I could be all that. Got shanks and locks, wanna see all that. Nigga don't act hard, just go home to your jit. See the bread rolls around on Monday, it hits. Slide up to you at the window while you collecting shit. Want it all, might leave you a super chip. Same time of the week, better be there. Have my people send a message, make sure that it's there. Time for me to collect, bring the shit over here, cause you can tell them my face, don't make me come over there. I'll run up in your room, put my shank in your neck. Swear to God, I'll wet you up, better show me respect. I'm hitting licks like nothing, break bread with dogs. Putting on for Eastside, David, this Kfrog, this a robbery, nigga. Heard what I said, I got some names I won't say. Most of them dead. For that tunchi my nigga, there's a price on your head. Take the shit out your locker, throw it all on my bed.
Slowly but surely, we're getting there, everybody.
You got a daughter back you up, on care what you click. 2 lockers to fit both y'all shit. See me in the cut jamming, smoking the rip. Getting tatted with the money that your people are sent. See on the streets I would've bust you, but in prison I come cut you. Real talk my nigga, you know what it is, and I won't stop till I touch you. So I'm coming through with that plexiglass long boy, and I'm gon' gut you. You the true definition of a buster. Cash on that fraud won't front you, so just break it off before you on the ground. Kicking and screaming like Usher. I leave your shirt covered in all red like hot dogs with no mustard. Extortion status, put it in my count, and in my dogs that's double. Don't like what I'm saying, nigga, catch the wall. Better know what you're doing, let's rumble. Jailhouse blitz, just saying word. Niggas run up in your shit and you'll freeze up. Free bands, just watch the window, let's see who hit. It's time to re-up. All the niggas used to ride with was fearless just like lions. We knocked down bears and wolves, nigga. My first month I got my stripes in. See, that's mine, you know it, nigga. Maybe holding it, but I own it, nigga. Got a real bitch side and I'll show it, nigga. Think about checking in where you going, nigga. No matter where you going, there you can't escape. And everybody fuck with me, come a face the gate. Dorm check, you feel good, glad you're gone. Some niggas show up to your dorm with a mess for frog. Haha, Dom the best. Finna be this way till I EOS. Take it how you want, nigga, yeah, I'm a pro. Fuck around, I'll bust your lot while you're at Vizzo. I hate to be this way, but I live for the moment. Waking up every day, show me an opponent.
Wrap this video on up. I appreciate y'all tuning in. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Y'all already know, man, hit that like, subscribe button. You can check me on my gaming channel. So before I wrap it up, I want to tell y'all, keep y'all circle small, man. And keep them rats, clowns, snakes, trolls, peons, fruitcakes, whatever you want to call them, out of your circle. And no matter what you do, man, get you some money, stay positive. Smile at all the haters in the rear view, man, and tell them to keep trying, boy. It ain't happening. Looking at them like this, like I see you. I think I see you back there. Oh, no. Oh, I lost them way back there. But anyways, y'all, take it easy, man. Frog.